Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign happens to be Leo, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's go ahead and just get started here. 2 and 3. Okay. Get this up without scraping anything. All right. Okay, so if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for checking out the video. Thank you for clicking on it. I hope that this resonates with you. I hope you come back. If you are returning, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're giving me a chance and, you know, just checking out some other videos that I've put out. And hopefully the readings are speaking to you. Hopefully you're vibing with them. And please go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to hear how I'm doing. I'd love to hear what is resonating with you. What kind of symbols are you seeing in the cups? And yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything to add to the reading? Okay, let's see what we have here. And I mean that sound, not because of the cup. I'm not surprised, super surprised by anything. I know it sounded like I saw something really incredible or terrible or something, but no, I just remembered that I wanted to bring up, and I can do this later in the reading, but just in another video I was trying to remember the name of the tea I've been using, and I wanted to show that off a little bit. Okay, let's see. So I want to start right here. This one is, it looks like a bird in flight. Although, let me see here. It's an interesting kind of, yeah, I think from this angle anyways, it looks like a bird in flight. This one really has its wings out far. Okay, so this feels like there has been a transition lately. I think that this has already happened. This is something, it's facing towards the left, as you can see. And I don't think we're talking about traveling backwards, but I think that this is an indicator that there has been not something huge, but there's been something different in your life. You've definitely made a choice to change something, and you've gone through the process of doing that, and I can feel that there's a feeling of newness. I don't know, almost even a feeling, a little undertone of melancholy, I think. I feel like there's a lot of kind of ties to the whatever was going on that you transitioned out of, made a choice to change in your life. There are maybe some reservations about this change. It's been more difficult possibly than you thought it was going to be, but you have made the change, and it seems like you're really focused on that. I don't think it's the biggest thing going on for you, but I think it's something that has been on your mind quite a bit. I think it's setting partially the tone of just kind of your disposition lately. Okay, and I'm just going to I want to go look at this one because this one's right in the middle. Okay, so first of all, it looks like it could be an M or an H. Okay, so this looks like a big M or maybe a big H. And I think that this is two formations, okay, spelling out a letter. That letter might have something to do with your name or their name. It could be your line of work, their line of work, a passion thing for you, a passion thing for them, or a descriptor. Okay, so that could be like mom, husband, honey, or, I don't know, examples, Megan, Mark, like you get the idea. So it could be something like that, but I see it as two separate formations, 1 and 2. This one I think is you. This one is the person that this situation is involving, okay? And unfortunately, it looks like you are really locked in a struggle with one another. It looks like, it's almost like you two are grappling with each other. I just see you locked in this kind of, you are both in postures of attack. I think that it's a mutual, it's not I don't think it's one or the other is really getting the upper hand here. I think you both are on the attack of each other. I think there's some kind of drama going on. There's some beef happening right now, and it feels pretty big. And I wonder if this does not have to do with something with the holidays, or because the holidays are coming up and you're like talking to your family a little bit more than usual. Maybe, I feel like this is like a family issue. I don't get the vibe that this is like work or, like a romantic situation. This feels like more like a parent or a sibling, or like, auntie, uncle, something like that, cousin, grandma, grandpa, I don't know. Maybe not grandpa. I hope you're not going to blows with your grandpa or your grandma. But hey, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. Every family's different. But I think that there's really something. I don't think this is a physical thing. We're not talking like actual fighting in the front lawn type of deal. Not yet, anyways. I think that really there's just been some words. There's some big feelings going on. I feel just, there's been a long-term resentment thing. This thing's been, working its way up to the surface for a while. And I almost get the I get the feeling that this is not new. This is maybe this is a pattern, okay? And I don't think this is a big surprise to you at all, really. Okay. And so we're going to kind of turn it and kind of look and see what else we can see, if we can get any more details about this person that you're having some issues with. And let's see. Yeah. I feel like every angle is just like beef going on. Let's see what we have here. So I think really that's just it, right? And I think I get these kind of other little images. It almost seems like this one almost looks like there's like a knife being raised. I feel like this is like a situation where like family is kind of taking sides. I feel like though that there is somebody in the mix, and I feel like it's like they play like a more minor role in this situation, but I feel like they're kind of doing the back and forth. Like I feel like they're kind of, telling what you're saying to the other person, and telling you what the other person's saying. And it's just like stirring the pot, okay? And I think it's just getting wildly out of control. I feel like it could, I feel like this is really stressful for you and for them and for the person that you're having this issue with. And I just feel like, and let me look, I'm kind of looking. I feel like there's like a blow up coming, I think that it's just getting to that point where, I don't, and now this one up here, let me see if I can get, this one to me looks like, and I don't know if the lighting is showing it in the way that I want to. Let's see. It looks like a parrot a little bit. And then, okay, so up here, this is going to be on the rim. And this is more of the higher thinking. This is like your conscience. This is your guardian angel. This is spiritual, metaphysical, just the realm of like these ones are dwelling in your mundane base reality. This is like physical, daily life, family, people that are manifest in the flesh, physical people in your life, or, well, it could be the internet or something like that. They don't have to be physical, but it's in the Malkuthian sphere. Okay. This is base reality, real life. Okay. Real life. Real life. Okay. But up here on the rim, so I almost feel like this person you're fighting with is like a maternal figure, okay? I think it doesn't have to be your mother, but it's somebody that feels like a mother figure, okay? And I feel like this parrot is really related to your self-talk. And I think that you're just hearing like your brain, your emotions, your psyche is going into this kind of survival instinct. It's this fighting situation, arguing, bickering situation is triggering these old, negative self-talk things. I feel like it's like a parroting of the way somebody spoke to you when you were younger, and into your adulthood probably, because I'm seeing these, I'm seeing this fighting going on in this formation over here. So I feel like it's just, you get into this like cycle of thinking about how they, I don't know if it was like to the point of like verbal abuse, but it was not kind, right? They weren't kind to you. Maybe they made you feel stupid, not good enough, incapable, unlovable, these kinds of things, right? And really just on you, constantly putting you down, not talking you up at all, no apologies, just constantly making you feel less than. And I think that when you get into this place with them, which they seem to love to draw you into, although I think because this is this condition, or this, what is the word? This dynamic in your relationship has been so long standing that it feels natural to you to go to that place with this person. They don't even have to start it anymore. It's just kind of like how your relationship is, and once you get into that cycle, it gets activated again. There is this parroting going on where you're, in these like dark, negative self-talk, just repeating. I just feel like I hear the repeating of like, just terrible things about yourself. And, it's sad because over time, somebody saying these things to us, especially as we're children and we get older and older, it becomes our own voice and our own internal dialogue, right? And so, we begin to forget that like it ever was something introduced to us. It feels like something we've always felt, right? It becomes part of our personal mythology. And when these highly stressful, emotionally triggering episodes happen, we get, you go into that place and it's like, kind of the opposite of a coping mechanism, but it almost is because you're so used to talking to yourself that way, that it's kind of like this sick coping mechanism. Okay. And I feel like I know a lot about that. Like I'm the, not to make light of it and laugh or whatever, but I understand it. So, I have some of those issues myself, and have had quite a bit of therapy to try to work on some of that. And sometimes it helps a lot, and sometimes I fully am in it. Okay, so let's see what else. What else do we have? Let's get some good news going. Let's see if we have any happier things. Okay. I feel like I see this little dragon right here. And I feel like there's just part of you that really, and it's looking towards the right, so this is going towards the future. This is in the realm of the physical life again, the, mundane world. So I feel like there is this feeling, it feels like a little spark right now. But there's this feeling of really taking up for yourself and just, I think that that you need boundaries with this person, and you really just, it's like in your throat. You're just ready to tell them, like, and I don't mean tell them off necessarily, but I think you're just ready to get right there and say, I'm not okay with this. This is not going to happen anymore. I refuse to have these interactions, with you. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to bicker with you. You're not going to ruin my holidays. If that means, like you're not going to do holidays with them at all. Sometimes you got to put your foot down and just kind of cut that behavior out of your life. And, if they are able to kind of change how they interact with you, then great. And you can move forward together and do some healing. And if not, sometimes we just have to, like stonewall people out of our lives. And that sucks. And I'm not advocating for that. I'm not telling you to like stop talking to your mom or something. Don't don't go tell her that some lady on YouTube said stop talking to her. But you need to advocate for yourself, and you deserve the peace and enjoyment and just emotional wellness that you want. And I think, honestly, you wouldn't be here watching these videos if that's not what you were interested in. I think that there's a part of you that really just, really wants to figure out some things about yourself and about your situation and get to a place where you're maybe feeling a little more confident and, content with things, and hopefully not arguing or fighting with anybody, especially during the holidays. I mean, who wants to do that? Okay, and let's see. I'm gonna keep going here. I'm looking for this good news, and that is good news, because I don't think there's a feeling of defeat at all. I think there's some of that. I think you have a very fiery quality, Leo, and sometimes you pop off a little bit maybe, but I think you also really, 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 really have this drive to like get out of these kind of uncomfortable cycles, these negative cycles that, could be generational. It could be even beyond just you and this person, this maternal person in your life. So sometimes, it takes a lot of work to unlearn some of that stuff. And change it so it doesn't keep happening. Okay, let's see. Now, right here, I'm seeing a little sheep, okay? And this one is on the edge again. And it's kind of tied to the lower realm, but also up into this, you know, it's gazing up here. It's coming into, it has its foot in the spiritual realm. Oops. Foot in the spiritual realm up here. And the tail maybe a little bit lower in the, in your mundane realm, okay, your physical realm. And so I think that this sheep really just shows me that, you know, you have this dragon that's really there, this little dragon that's growing and wants to take care of you, wants to, you know, this part of yourself that really wants to advocate for yourself. I think you also have this kind of sheep that's serene, that wants to just kind of have a more peaceful, more, you know, easygoing, enjoyable life. You know, not a lot of, you know, upheaval and just bad feelings, bad energies. Definitely wants to just be able to be, and I just get this feeling like this, I'm envisioning just like a really serene Zen kind of, you know, in a field, looking up at the sky, just taking it as it comes, right? And I think that you really have that desire in you. And I think that probably I get the feeling that in most other parts of your life, you have that, you've achieved that. Okay, but then when you just get into these certain situations, it just, you know, it's completely different for you. And you kind of go into these older modes of, you know, interacting with people. Which, listen, that is totally a thing that, like, sometimes when you move away from your family or, you know, where you grew up or whatever, and you, like, create this whole new life and you, like, you know, just live differently and stuff. And, you know, you go into a career or whatever it is that you do. And, everybody that you know in that place kind of knows you as this, like, and it's not fake. You just grow as a person, right? And you have, like, you're separated from your, where you came up a little bit. But the moment you go back to where you were and you're, like, interacting with people from high school or elementary school and your family, and they're bringing up all this old stuff, and, you know, and we all kind of, like, oddly, we pick up from where we last were together, or, you know, these, like, ideas we have of each other, and that's the way we go back to interacting. And kind of, it's like you feel like you're in a time warp, right? And I feel like that's kind of the situation here a little bit. Okay, and I want to look at these ones over here, and I think I see a little face. It's just kind of like eyes, nose, just kind of a wavy, little furrowed eyebrows. I think there's just, like, this kind of bummed out, like, I just feel like you're a little bummed out about whatever. I am so in holiday mood mode right now that, like, I just think a lot of my readings are very and it's for the time period of the holidays coming up. So I just, like, it. I feel like you're just kind of like, I'm over this holiday stuff already. I don't want to deal with it. I don't know what the argument's about, but I feel like it's something really silly. You know, from an outsider's perspective, it seems like it could be silly. When you're the one dealing with it, it's just, you know, sometimes feels like so much, too much, you know. And so I think that I feel like it's not going to be the end of the world. I don't feel like this is going to be the ultimate blow up and you're never going to speak again. But I think that, you know, it's really, like, your blood pressure has been up, okay? and you've been thinking about ways to like not to get out. I mean, you've been thinking of ways to get out of whatever you're visiting or hosting, the family thing or whatever you're doing. Okay. And now this one is interesting because it almost looks like a little ram, but it's like in a seated position. It reminds me of like an emperor position, but as a ram. So I feel like you're going to find your voice. You're going to really find your way to become a little more reserved, diplomatic, and that's going to be the ticket to get through this. Is just really stick to that diplomacy, diplomatic kind of posture. And I think, just not engaging in the more emotional conversations. Keep it business. Try to be fair, and a little bit accommodating where that makes sense. Don't let anybody walk all over you, but if it's little stuff that, is annoying, but you can deal with it, just be a little accommodating, okay? And I think that's really just going to get you through it, right? And I think just, trying to be nice, not sarcastic, and, not fakey, but just, try to be nice and keep it positive as much as you can. And I think that's really going to get you through it. That's what's going to stop this. It's going to dead it. And you'll live to see post-holiday season. And I don't think there'll be any crazy blow-ups going on. Now let's see. What do we see here? So we got a cluster of 3. I think really, I feel like I'm kind of seeing this little and then the 3. Okay, so I think there are 3 family members that are kind of just not overseeing, but they're watching what's going on. I think your dynamic with this family member that you're fighting with almost becomes like entertaining, passive to like the more passive family members. Okay, they're not involved. They're probably talking about it. Maybe they even have like a little group chat going on, keeping each other updated, whatever it is. It's something like that. And I think that they're just kind of watching it go on. I think that energy of like the watchers fuels the bad behavior, maybe on your part and on the part of the person that you argue with. Probably mom. I really feel like this is like a mom or something. Or an older sister. It could be an older sister or an auntie or something. But I feel like it's, I think things are going to go way better than you imagine. I think you're really just going to get yourself together, do that diplomatic thing that we were talking about just a second ago. Just zipping it up, getting through it, doing what you got to do. And I think, it's not going to be as interesting for the others. And I think that's going to kind of pull out it's going to let the hot air out of this situation. Okay. And I think it's not going to be that big of a deal. I think annoying at best, right? Or at worst. Yeah. Annoying at worst. So, yeah, I think that, this is the reading. This is what I got. Yeah. So, and I got the Justice card over here. So I really think that it really is just, when I was pulling a card for this reading before I did, looked at the leaves and stuff. I really think it has this very feminine quality to, the whole situation to me feels like there's like a abundance of femininity, mother, like a matriarch or a mother figure. And I think that, you know, the justice is going to be in staying together, okay, and overlooking these little quirks about, you know, our personalities and how we interact with each other, trying to let go of some of that old stuff that maybe was possibly kind of emotionally abusive, not continuing those cycles, not feeding into that stuff, trying to be forgiving and understanding that maybe this is something that is generational. And, you know, unfortunately, having to take on the hard work and the labor of ending that cycle. And I think, you know, that's going to be where the justice is, in doing that stuff. And it's okay to decide to walk away from this dynamic completely, and it's okay to just manage it by you know, protecting yourself by, you know, having a more frontward facing public kind of mask or whatever, and dealing with the deeper issues by yourself, or, you know, with people that you trust and feel safe with. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that right now things are flared up, and this is not a time to just like go to war. I don't think there's going to be a lot of productive healing stuff in the, you know, in conversation and stuff. I feel like because this is around the holidays, there are people that have inserted themselves, people that are watching the situation, and this is an old dynamic. So I think that it's almost kind of entertaining for some of the family members. So I think that this is not the time really to try to fix things, but get through them. And then I think when things settle down and there aren't, you know, events going on and stuff, social events, family events, that kind of thing, I think that then that will be a better time to address some of the deeper issues with the person, if that's what you choose to do. Okay. And let me just disclaimer this as saying, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a counselor. These are just my own opinions, very loose advice, and a lot of this is just, these are just things that I have learned on my own, you know, learned in my own experience, because I, believe me, have lots of family issues, both within my family of origin and just like the family that I have, you know, created, my acquired family. Thankfully now in my life, not as many things, but that's because I've had to really do some of the stuff that I've talked about here, okay, and make some tough decisions and do therapy and you know, whatever, self-work, and you know, really work on how I communicate and manage my emotions and traumas and all that stuff. So it's like so many different things. It's a lot. It's like beyond a full-time job. It's a lifelong full-time beyond job. So you know, but yeah, so I'm sorry it wasn't a more fun, lighthearted reading, but I promise that if you come back in 12 days-ish, we'll have another reading for you, Leo. You can definitely go ahead and find the other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant, rising placement, and watch those videos. Maybe that will be a little more positive or give you some more clarity about other parts of your life or the situation. They kind of, you know, watching your different placements helps with a larger picture, I think. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I always am so honored to be able to bring these messages to you. So honored to spend this time with you. I love hearing from you. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how you're doing. Let's see. You can find me on Facebook, Ula Tea Leaf Readings. There's a page there. Let's see. Instagram, Ula of the Tea. If you're interested in a private reading, you can go ahead and look in the description. There is an email there. You can get a hold of me and we will set that up. Okay, Leo, thank you so much, and I will see you again soon, I hope. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this.